Good morning and welcome to our first official garden planting day. I mean, we already planted potatoes, and carrots and things like that. But this is like official because we are out of our frost days, I think. We had a frost yesterday. So hopefully that is our last frost. It was the 13th of April. Got down to 27 and hopefully our stuff survived because I have a new baby and I was not going out to spray anything. Anna sprayed a little bit of stuff. So we'll see. But our peaches have peaches on them, which is incredible. Our apples are getting ready to put fruit on. Our blueberries are blooming. So hopefully they all did not get ruined. All those potatoes I planted, just a second. All those potatoes I planted just a couple weeks ago, they are all, well, most of them got pretty frosted and look pretty shriveled and dead, but I'm hoping they'll come back. What would you like to say?
I got a jug.
You have a jug full of weeds?
Yeah.
Anyway, Anna is planting some forget-me-nots, and we're going to turn this one raised bed into like some flowers. Hopefully it'll be really pretty.
And some lettuce.
Oh, and some lettuce. So hopefully that will be really pretty and a good use of that space. Just got to make sure it's watered. We're also going to plant some onions. Nathan bought me some onion plants last week, and I was kind of just waiting until the freeze was past to plant them. Even though you can plant them before then, I was just trying not to shock them. I did not plant all of them. I planted some of them already. Anyway, friends are coming this morning to help us plant our potatoes because I have 50 pounds of seed potatoes to plant. And they're going to help me finish up the onions probably too. So, it'll be fun. Because we like doing things with our friends.
My friend.
Your friend is coming?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah. Maybe. Probably not. But anyway, I think it's just the big kids coming. Anyway, we're going to have a fun morning planting. Did you get all your forget-me-nots planted?
I got the forget-me-nots I'm planning. I got my quarter.
Okay.
Right half, actually.
It looks weedy, but it's just the weeds outside the garden. Look at how nice our garlic is doing over there. It rained a little bit and warmed up. Woof, it's so nice looking.
Pokey.
What are you making?
Smoothie.
What kind of smoothie?
Stinky smoothie.
Stinky smoothie? You need a jug? Why is it stinky?
Because my child is stinky.
Oh, your chives are stinky, yeah. That makes sense. Then we have our newest little gardener member here. 3 weeks old. And this is probably her first time gardening outside of my tummy. Oh, baby.
This is her first time.
Yeah, I don't think we've really done anything gardening up till now. Which is why friends are coming to help, because she's only 3 weeks old. What?
No, she's so adorable.
Yeah, she is pretty adorable. I was thinking she was going to sleep a little longer, but she was like, nah. Gotta make it nice and deep, Anna. Okay? The perks of having kids who know how to plant plants. I can teach the little ones. While I'm bouncing a cranky baby. What are you doing, Peter?
Ma.
And Bethany, what are you doing? What do you think this is? Snack time?
Yeah.
That's my baby monitor, Peter. Everybody thinks it's snack time, so we're not getting much work done. Peter, here's your orange. Everybody's hungry. I mean, they also got up at 6:30, so they're very hungry. We were able to get our potatoes planted. It was such a blessing to have our friends come and help get them all planted. They were done in, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. And it would have taken Anna and I quite a long time, I'm sure, to get them all done if I'd had to do it by myself, because I would have to stop and take care of baby and, chase Peter and all that. So it was nice. One of our friends put Peter to sleep. Like, as soon as he got here, he just picked up Peter and Peter fell asleep. So that was really helpful. Getting all that done and, having my kids taken care of too. I also planted the onions. There were not as many as I thought there were going to be. Like, I thought it was going to take 2 spaces, and so I prepped both spaces, and they ended up not being both needed, so we just put them in one space, and hopefully they'll grow. I feel like it might be a little late to plant them, but it'll be okay. They'll probably grow. So we have a lot more things to plant this week that I'll include in here too. The nights are going to be above 50. Past tonight, it's all 50s and 60s, so we're probably past frost. so we can plant out a good bit of stuff. We don't have a lot of tomatoes to plant, just a couple plants, but we have some seeds we're going to plant direct sow tomatoes. I don't typically do it that way, but we're going to try it that way. Because Nathan got me some seeds, and they should be yummy. And then, yeah, we have stuff like cucumbers and beans and, you know, squash and zucchini and all the things. So we'll show you those things as we plant too. Got a nice little wormy squirming around in that hole that I just dug. Peter's gonna maybe put dirt in the hole for me. We'll see. We're gonna plant some cucumbers here. Right, buddy? You gonna help me? Put it in here, buddy. Put the dirt in here. Thank you. You chucked it at me. We're gonna fill it right up to the top. And then I will be able to see my seeds a little bit better. Yo, it would help if I showed you. I'm gonna fill it right up to the top. So I made these little soil pockets so that I could plant the seed and it not be like too far down in the mulch, because otherwise, by the time I move the mulch out of the way, it's really far down in there. So plant 3 holes of this long cucumber here on the I guess the non-garlic side towards the blackberries, and then the short cucumbers on the other side, 3 of them, and then I'm going to do like 8 or 9 holes of long beans on the next 2 catapano trellises. I do have a 4th trellis, and I'm going to put loofahs on that. So hopefully this year it looks really pretty and it's just abundant and jungly and cool. My potatoes, the first batch, all got frosted pretty good, but I just was out here and I noticed this. There is a little sprout. So that is super cool. They're coming back. They probably will survive just fine, and we'll probably get a harvest from them. It just might not be quite as much as it could have been, but I mean, they weren't knocked back very much. They had only started coming out by like a couple of inches, so they did not get knocked out that bad. Were you helping me plant? Were you trying to help me plant? Were you being grumpy? Were your feet hurting? He stepped in an ant pile the other day and got all bit up, and so now his feet hurt. 2 seconds, looking away, you know. Okay, you gotta put them in. We're back for another day of planting, and Anna's gonna be planting some zucchini for me. I have 8 holes here. She's gonna plant for me. She's just chucking them in to begin with, I think, and then she's gonna come back and poke them in. We did the same thing with the compost holes, and hopefully that makes them grow well. So scientific, you know. They need to go down about twice as deep as the seed is big, okay? Bethany's just wandering around, talking and having a good time. She was watering my plants. Peter's over there, you know, probably trying to drown my plants, but oh well. We got the water table, so maybe that will keep him occupied for a little bit longer instead of tromping on all my tiny seedlings. Hey. Bethany's gonna help plant the spaghetti squash. Anna, can you show her how deep to plant them?
Bethany. What? Like about your middle finger. Your pointer finger, this finger.
Oh, you gotta poke it in there. Can you poke it in there? There you go. Okay, do the next ones.
Yeah, that one's already done.
Okay, yep.
Here.
Do the next one, Bethany.
This one, we
Yep.
took turns doing them. This one's already planted, Bethany.
Okay, poke it down in there. He needs to be covered up nice and good so he doesn't get seen. There you go. Good job. Okay, then you're going to do the last one. So we have spaghetti squash in here. We did 5 little mounds. Hopefully they actually grow. And keep an eye out for those silly squash bugs, huh? There you go. Give it a little pat pat. There you go. When you want to plant these bean seeds, which I know these are Colima bean seeds, but then you also have this cup full of seeds. But there's brown ones in there, but they also don't really look like it because they're not speckled at all. I don't remember if these were saved Colima bean seeds, but then you also have these ones in here, which I'm pretty sure the darker ones are Kalima, and the other ones are another bush bean. I think these ones are ones I did last year, but I did not mark it. So maybe I not plant those. Plant those. Maybe I plant some of these next to a trellis. That would be a good idea. It is shade break time. I should have had a snack before I came down to the garden and I forgot. Anyway, we're hungry. And pausing planting for a minute. I got a short row of beans planted. Almost all the original seeds planted of the beans. And I got spaghetti squash and zucchini planted. We don't have a lot more to plant right this minute. I mean, well, actually we do. I forgot. We got a bunch of like lettuces and greens and things that I need to plant. You got a peach pit, but I gotta figure out where I'm putting. And then Nathan bought me some sweet potato slips last night. They're plants. So I will plant them somewhere as well. But we also have watermelon we need to plant, some tomato seeds. And then we got all our started plants to finish planting.
I did one.
I was working on making some holes for her section of the garden, making some watermelon holes. So she can plant them. Yep, put one right there. She's gonna put her sunflower house down here. So then she'll have watermelons growing out here, and then other random stuff as we find it.
Do you think that's deep enough for that hole?
Hey, if you got down to the dirt, get some compost in that bucket over there, and bring it up, and then
There's no bucket.
the bucket's over there by the beans. So the little kids are sleeping, and so I'm gonna try to quick get some more stuff planted, even though now it's, you know, midday and hot. So it'll be okay. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna plant, I think, some of these beans that I'm not really sure about if they're bush or pole beans. I could not remember the name of that for the other day. Trellis beans, climbing beans. I couldn't remember pole beans. Anyway, I'm gonna plant them along this trellis here that I had tomatoes on, and I'll probably plant some tomatoes here eventually too. But then if they are pole beans, they can climb up the fence. Since it's kind of hot out, we're trying to work as fast as possible for like half an hour and just knock out as much planting as we can, because also it's a ton easier without like Peter trampling all over the seeds and being in the garden. So yes, it's hot, but we're trying to get these planted. So we have down here in Anna's section of the garden, again, we're gonna plant 5 beefsteak tomatoes from seeds. She wanted some down here near her area, so
Mom,
we're gonna plant them.
we're waking up early.
We're waking up who? You?
Yeah.
Why?
I am not being out here in the hot.
Oh, you're gonna wake up early and come out and work?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, too.
Let's do that tomorrow, and then we won't have to deal with the hot sun as much.
That is a great idea. It's just tricky to get up early with a newborn baby. She kind of sets the schedule at this point, because she's still not even 4 weeks old yet. We have 2 different kinds of lettuce planted in here. We have some red Merlot lettuce there, and I think this is red sales lettuce. It will turn red as it gets exposed to the sunlight. Just little transplants from our little mini greenhouses that we did. Our half hour of planting is about up, and Anna's itching to go back to what she was doing. So we're gonna pause. I might plant the loofahs, or maybe I'll wait till later. I don't know. Told her I'd make her some peppermint iced tea. So it's pretty hot out. We got a little bit of peppermint growing. I think I got some by a bee or something as I was getting some more mint. Maybe just like a drive-by sting. It didn't really sting hard, but it stings a little bit. I might have fried my lettuces. I don't know. They're not looking so great. The green ones might bounce back because they're a little bit bigger, but these red ones are so tiny. You can barely see them, but like, I don't even know if you can't see them because it's so bright out, but anyway, they're not looking so good. I think my compost kind of was way too dry and was not absorbing water, and yeah, it's not doing so well. So I'm going to try planting stuff in between here. I should have just done this to begin with, probably right into the original layer here that's kind of moist. So I'm going to plant some of these spinaches, I think, in there. See how they work. Today's project was getting those little rutabaga, they're mustard greens transplanted. I just kind of stuck them in between the beets and carrots where we didn't have anything growing, so yeah. I'm definitely having a garden in like very short spurts. Peter's attention span with the water table is pretty limited, and then he like tries to go walk on all my baby seedlings. So we're not getting a ton planted, but we got those planted, and maybe later I can plant some more. Trying to also do it during Esther's nap time so we can get a little bit more done of that boiling hot. We're back for a little bit more planting. I'm going to plant some whole sweet potatoes. Now typically, everybody says to plant sweet potato slips, which I also do, but I also have a bunch of little sweet potatoes that I'm going to plant. And they actually do grow sweet potatoes. Last year I got really big sweet potatoes from them. And it kind of saves all the whole step of like growing the slips, watering the slips. Like I basically can just plant these under the mulch and forget about them, kind of. And they will grow and produce well and save me a lot of time. So the area we're going to put them in is a spot that I've had a lot of Bermuda grass in before, and I need to kind of put some ground cover over it to keep the Bermuda grass down. So this is acting more like a ground cover crop, even though we'll probably get some potatoes from it. But it's not primarily for food purposes. So section in here between the potatoes, so we have regular potatoes growing in this row right here, this row. And then we started sweet potatoes over here because if you can see, there's already Bermuda grass growing in there, and I want to cover that up. We also did over there by that trellis, that whole row with sweet potatoes. There was probably about 5 or 6 pounds of sweet potatoes in there, just little tiny guys that are gonna be a pain to peel, honestly. And some were starting to sprout a little bit, so I just chucked them in there. Hopefully they will give us some food. If not, it's okay too. The ones in the trellis row probably will give us more than the ones here in the Bermuda grass, but it'll be fine. I did put a few in our sweet potato patch, which is this front patch right here. As you enter the garden, that's all sweet potatoes. So I have sweet potato plants that I need to plant out. I think I have 24 of those, and then I have a bunch of slips that I need to plant out. So we will make it all fit in here somehow. If I have leftovers, I have leftovers. But it's just a good cover crop to spread out. So I think I'm going to pause planting right now because it's hot. It's middle of the day. And I have other things I need to go do. But maybe we can come back tonight, plant some tomatoes. Hopefully. Or those other sweet potato plants or something. Plant more things. I did not get any of those plants planted last night. Yeah, I should have known better. I need to get a bunch knocked out today. It's cool out. It's cloudy. Baby's sleeping. Kids are playing happily, hopefully. And see how much I can get done before it all disintegrates and nobody's happy anymore. So I have these, I think there's 24 sweet potato plants that Nathan bought me. And I have some chamomile. Look at the roots on this. They're crazy. I originally was going to plant them in my raised bed, but I forgot and we took it over. So I'll find some other place to plant that. Then I got tomatoes. I only have 5 tomato plants. A couple basil plants. I think I just have 2 basil plants, which is fine. And some dill, because I need to make pickles this year. And 1 little Swiss chard plant. Actually, there might be 2. 2 little Swiss chards. So I gotta find places for these. Maybe I'll get started with the sweet potatoes, since there's a lot of them. No, I'll do the tomatoes first. I love all the little volunteer cilantros we have. They're all over the place. It's great. So these 5 tomato plants that I'm planting, I think they're called Old Virginia tomatoes. I think that's all it is. Anyway, we planted them last year for the first time, and they were really good tasting. Some tomatoes are just meh. These ones are really good and had really good flavor for like just eating. So I was like, I want to plant those again. If I need tomatoes for like canning and stuff this year, my plan is to just buy them if I need to. I have a bunch still in the freezer, so I might not need to, but if I do, there's a farm nearby that sells them by the box. And it will just save me a lot of time, I think, this year, and stress. Like having to sort out the bad tomatoes and like the whole ripening business, and yeah, it's a lot. If I can just get a box that's ready to can and just do it all at once, great. Especially with a new baby and a toddler and a 3-year-old, and yeah, it might just be easier this year to do that. So that's my plan. That's why I'm not doing a whole row and a half of tomatoes like I normally do, and it's okay. Sometimes you just gotta do different things, which is also kind of why I'm doing so much sweet potatoes and things like that, just because they're easy to grow and will cover my garden. This year will just be a little bit easier garden year, because I don't have a ton of time. So I'm going to get these planted. I'm going to put a little compost in each hole, and yeah, get these planted. So a little compost around the hole, and then just a little bit of mulch, just to keep it moist. This is actually really nice mulch in this area. It's like really fine. Some of the other mulch, it's got so much sticks, like that stuff over there. It's so leafy and sticky, and not great mulch. My basil is actually looking really good. So I planted one here at the end of the tomatoes, and I planted the other one down there at the other end. You can't see it, but probably the biggest I've ever planted out basil. Maybe. I don't know. There was 2 in that pot. So I've kind of turned this area, I guess, into more of a little bit of a perennial space. So we have some thyme up here that overwintered nicely and is growing back beautifully. We have cilantro that's going to seed. So I put my Swiss chard there. I have, chamomile here. I have 6 bunches of chamomile, some more cilantro. And then I put some dill up here that I hope will reseed and just continue growing here. Then we have mint in here that I need to weed out. Well, I need to weed it. I don't want to weed the mint out. I need to weed the weeds out of there. Anyway, Peter, he's trying to stay occupied, and he was helping me dump dirt in the holes, kind of. These chives that I have make me laugh because I really thought I buried them really solidly with the wood chips, but they are coming back nice and strong. As I was putting out the wood chips, I was like, oh, I forgot about the chips. Or actually, as I was putting out the wood chips, I was like, I forgot about the chives. Oh no, guess they're gone. Whatever. I mean, they weren't even looking this nice last year. This year they came back, and they look better than ever. I have like 3 clumps of them over the garden, and I was like, wow, I just needed to bury them. And I have strawberry plants that came back through the mulch. I did not think were going to come back either, so that's exciting.
It's a baby.
You have a baby?
Yeah.
Wow. What are you doing with your baby?
Holding her.
Yeah, is she a little bit cranky?
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to her when she's a little bit cranky?
I've had...
Bounce her? Is that what Mommy does to Esther? Yeah. What else you gotta do to her? Rock her, yeah. Sing her songs.
Can I do? This is actually a doll made out of hatweed.
Yeah, Anna calls that geranium stuff hatweed. We got all those sweet potatoes planted. Just the top leaves are sticking out for right now. I feel a little risky planting them this early because it's only, I think it's the 22nd of April, and that seems like a month too early, but at the same time, they're ready to be planted, and the lows for the next few nights, well, the next 2 weeks is above 50, well above 50, so we should be okay. So yes, I'm being risky. So this morning we are planting some beans, more beans. We had done a bunch the other day, but it was not enough. So I did some more. Just some more of these Kalima bush beans and some saved bean seeds that we had. I used some moist compost today, and it feels like it will work much better and absorb moisture when I water it and all that. So that is great. So like when you push your finger in, it's nice and moist, and just it feels different than the other stuff. So hopefully this will work better. Our volunteer asparagus is asparagusing. We have one here. It's pretty thick. I thought I saw another one the other day. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, there you go. One little tiny guy right there. So, oh no, there's another one too. So there's 3. So I'm kind of just leaving these to go to seed again instead of eating them. So maybe we can eventually have a bigger patch, because I think we only had 2 last year here. So maybe we'll get more. I don't know. We're getting close to being done planting what I need to plant right now. There's a couple days in the next 2 weeks on the forecast that are looking like 51 at night, which means probably like 45-ish. So I'm probably going to wait to plant out the rest of my peppers, or all of my peppers, and some sweet potatoes that I have, just to be on the safe side. But today I have some strawberry plants I need to plant. Nathan bought me some this morning when he was at a garden center, and they look really good. The kids, well, a couple of the kids munched all the strawberries off of them that were ripe already and thought that was pretty fun. So I'm going to get these planted where my other strawberries were. Yeah, it's pretty fun. The seeds we've already planted, a lot of them are coming up already. So we have beans and cucumbers and zucchini and stuff and all that coming up. So pretty exciting. These are the strawberries we have. So like, there's some ripe ones almost ready on here. And lots of blooms. These are some ever-bearing strawberries. So I'm pretty excited about that. I potted up a bunch of my sweet potato slips so that they can kind of take root and be a little bit more developed and healthy looking before I actually plant them out, because they honestly kind of look pretty sad. I just took them off the sweet potatoes that were sprouting in my cupboard, and so nothing fancy, but they're looking pretty sad, especially by these ones, which have probably been around since the beginning of, I don't know, probably January maybe. My peppers, though, they look really healthy and good, so I'm excited to plant them out soon. We got lots of bell peppers, a few jalapenos, and some banana peppers. Because it's going to be probably another week or two before I'm able to finish up planting all the things, I'm probably going to pause here in this video and, you know, get it ready to put out for you guys. And then I'll come back in a couple weeks after I've planted those other things, and I will do like a garden tour. So stay tuned for that in a couple weeks. The reason I'm doing that is because there's a couple nights that will be around 50, and that will mean like 45 degrees. So I would rather take my plants inside for those couple nights and keep them warm enough, and so that they don't get stunted before planting them out. The ones I already have out, like sweet potatoes, they'll be fine. I mean, they'll be what it is, but I'd rather not ruin my peppers because I really like peppers, and we are almost out of peppers, and so I need them to grow this year. So that is my plan. So thanks for watching. I'd love to know what you have grown in your garden and how your garden is doing. I know a lot of people in the north still probably haven't even planted their gardens yet, so maybe this will give you a little bit of excitement for what is to come for you this summer. So let me know down in the comments what you're growing and what you're excited about growing this year. See you next time.